So that dream you have that you keep putting off, that one, we're going to talk about it today on Pastor Bob's Coffee Break. Jesus and caffeine because adulting is hard. It's hard to be an adult. Yeah. We're going to kind of talk about this today and a few other things. Just a couple reminders that, we have the merch coming out, our merchandise coming out in just a few days. And I'm really excited for that. Part of it will be the coffee mugs, some t-shirts, some miscellaneous stuff, and the posters. Now, this is our poster for the month. We just have a couple days left of this one. It'll always be available, but I just want to remind you, this is the one that we're kind of talking about today. Dream big. God is always dreaming bigger. And if you need to have that, we can send you the digital. You can just print it out, this or black and white. And if you don't have a printer and you live in the United States, we're happy to send it to you. Don't forget also, if you don't have the Who Am I list, you need that. That's important. And if you speak Norwegian, we have it in Norwegian as well. So those things are available. I've offered you a lot of different opportunities to grow, and one of them is kind of realizing who you are and realizing where you need to be. And I wrote this book a few years ago, actually, called Seriously, Letters to Myself at 21. What I wish I would have known at 21. And so I tell myself all those things. Seriously, available wherever books are sold, and so is this one in German, same book, and it's available Amazon, wherever books are sold. Anyway, I didn't mean for that to be a commercial, but my reason for putting these out is for you. Procrastination is where I kind of want to go today, and we put things off. And it's a dream killer, and so many of you have a dream and you think, well, I don't understand why this doesn't just happen. And most dreams don't just happen. And the reason we never get around to it many times is that time doesn't last forever. We don't usually get that, especially when you're young. It's one of the things I told myself in the book. Don't wait for things, because the longer you wait, the less opportunity you have. We spend so much time waiting to fulfill our dreams that, sometimes they just eventually fall by the wayside. A lot of people spend so much time procrastinating, they simply really never get around to it. And I want to talk about that today. The time that we waste, social media, video games, whatever, and those things are fine, not all the time. You never get that time back. Well, we have a lot of excuses, at least I do. I'll do it later. And then I realize that I didn't do it. I'll watch that movie and then I'll finish the work, or I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do that next time. And you want me to do it now? Really? Now? Yeah. I have my own things, and here's a little bit of transparency and an admission for me. I have periods of time where I really deal with obsessive compulsive. All the labels have to be turned a certain way. If you looked in my refrigerator right now, every label is turned out and everything is in a certain way. I have to have everything labeled too. I have, I cook from scratch, and I have a lot of things in raw form. And I have many, many jars in different size jars, and they're all arranged according to size. And then I have labeled each one of them what's inside, as if I couldn't tell by looking. And everything around me, if you were to see everything is like that. And if something's out of place, I noticed as I was walking over to this side of the table to do the podcast that one of my rugs on the floor was about this much far off where it needed to be. And before I could start, I had to adjust that just because it bothers me. That's me. And sometimes that obsessive compulsive thing keeps me from doing things because I'm turning all the labels to the front and stuff like that. We all have our things, and there are times when I have to say this is not the most important thing, and I push through. But procrastination, which means to put something off, to delay it, and we do a good job of that. And the more we procrastinate, the more it kind of becomes our way of dealing with life. There's some people that have become professional procrastinators. Well, there are a couple things I want you to know about procrastination. Number one is that it robs you. It robs you. You know, procrastination cuts you off from some exciting opportunities that may just be waiting for you, and probably are. Sometimes just out of sight, sometimes just around the corner, but you never know that until you go around the corner. Proverbs chapter 10, verses 4 and 5 says, lazy people are soon poor. Lazy procrastinators, hard workers get rich. A wise youth harvests in the summer, but one who sleeps during harvest is a disgrace. I like this in the Message commentary. It says, sloth makes you poor. Diligence brings wealth. Make hay while the sun shines. That's smart. Go fishing during harvest. That's stupid. Don't be stupid. So Solomon is talking about the guy who keeps the dream in mind, who goes out and creates the opportunity. And how does he succeed? Well, he's diligent. A salesman goes out on rainy days, rain or shine. Job seekers continue to send out resumes, and I always tell people, if you want a full-time job, then look for a job full-time. Students who get an assignment done a day early. Do they exist? They do. You know, put-offs until tomorrow. You can miss an amazing opportunity that's waiting for you today by putting something off till tomorrow, and an opportunity that may not be there tomorrow. That's why procrastinators are poor. Lifetime of missed chances, late starts, blown opportunities, because they couldn't do it right now, and right now when the time was right. So it robs you. It robs you of those opportunities. And then secondly, procrastination roots you. You know, every time you put something off, you simply sink your roots deeper. And you're full of excuses to delay and to avoid, and so procrastination becomes your roots. And instead of moving forward, your roots grow into the ground and you are stuck. And you keep saying things like, I can't do it, I'll wait till tomorrow, someday this will happen. And then there are days when you say, God, why don't you help me with my dreams? And he's saying, seriously? You know, we form our character by the choices that we make. We really do. Procrastinators avoid effort by putting it off, filling up time with less difficult and less challenging things, always doing easy stuff and doing it first and doing it last. And we know them by their procrastination, their laziness, their inability to move forward. And you know people like that, and there are many of them. And then the third thing, procrastination assumes that you have time. the main flaw in the procrastinator's thinking. I have plenty of time. There's no hurry. I'll get to that one day. Proverbs 27:1 says, don't brag about tomorrow since you don't know what the day will bring. Yeah, you don't know what tomorrow is. Right now we're spending a lot of time with my dad, and my dad is, well, he's on his way out right now from this earth, and he's failing more and more every day, and we don't know how long he has left, but it's not very long. And I was thinking about that yesterday, that if he was able to process, and he's really not mentally right now, but if he was able to, what would he think? Would he see a life of missed opportunities? And he might. Would he see how many great things he's done and what wonderful things he's accomplished? He would. Would he see a lot of lost opportunities? I don't know. And I think, what would I think at that point? At the point when I'm ready to leave this earth? What would I think? A lot of missed opportunities? Honestly, not a lot, but there are a few. Would I do things a little differently? Many of them I probably would. I wrote about it in my book. Do I regret a lot of things? No. Because I was trained by my parents to jump at opportunities, to not procrastinate, but to get it done. And I can honestly say that I probably have procrastination tendencies, but I haven't yielded to them, and it's really paid off. Now, I'm not saying, look at me, I've done it perfectly. I haven't. But I know that when I get to the end of this life, I don't have that many regrets. My life has been so full. And I want you to be able to say the same thing. How do you know you got a lot of time left to do things? How do you know that? How do you know you'll have the energy to do it, the ability to do it, the opportunity to do it, or even the life to do it? The Bible says that our lives are like vapor. It's quick. And assuming that we have time assumes that we, that we control time, and only God controls time. You have no control. So, are you a procrastinator today? Now, I don't mean just putting things off once in a while. We all do that. All of us do. And sometimes you can do that, I mean, is putting things off your lifestyle? If it is, you need to make a decision to change. That dream that you have, and when we've been talking about God is always dreaming bigger than we are, to dream big. What's keeping you from dreaming big and moving forward with the dream? Most likely procrastination. And do you have a really good excuse for procrastinating? And the answer is no, you don't. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. What things? All things. What things? All the things that He has placed in my heart, all the things that He has given me to do, all the dreams that He has given me to dream. I can do all of those things. Why? Because He not only births the dream, but He gives me the strength to do it. I don't want you to have missed opportunities and missed dreams. And before we're done with this month of Dream Big, because in a few days we're starting the new month with a new slogan and a new idea, I want you to root this one, because we're going to build on it. So root it. Where are you going? What do you want to do? What are you dreaming big about? Well, you are blessed. So go and be a blessing.